parte de la razón por qué ahorita lo siente tan importante es que con el COVID, con el COVID él perdió a su mentor, a su mejor amigo. Es Babson de Serial Steppers de Most Wanted Crew. Entonces él todavía más siente esa responsabilidad, ese amor, ese deber de continuar lo que Babson le compartió.
So I care so much about I care about what he gave me. When he was alive, I care already, but now I care more because, like I said, I'm conscious of who I can touch for the person to carry the culture and spread it the way you understand it. I understand it by learning, but now it's me telling you by my story, not his story. He's part of my story as much as Voodoo Ray, Marjorie Smart, Brian Green, Khalif Seller, Yuxon, a lot of people, but it's my words that is spreading with you, with a wish that you guys understand on your way, and you're going to tell it on your own too.
Entonces no es que o sea, antes me importaba, pero ahora me importa todavía más porque yo sé que lo que yo le comparta a ustedes también van a ir a compartirlo y van a ser parte de que la cultura permanezca y se siga expandiendo. Entonces, ya no les estoy compartiendo nada más la historia de Babson. Obviamente Babson es parte de mi historia, bueno, la historia de Kapela, y al igual que muchos otros maestros, pero ahora yo estoy viendo cómo esa información pasa por mí y ahora se convierte en lo que yo tengo que compartirles y así se va a convertir también en lo que ustedes tienen que compartir.
So I love this culture so much, like for real. And I'm not just talking about the dance. I talk about the whole culture, the music, the lifestyle with the clothing, the stories of people, the country, the different culture in different country. That's why I travel. I'm interested about people, history as well, in country that is not mine and culture that is not mine. To understand a culture that is not yours, you have to understand your own culture. To understand a culture that is not yours, you have to understand your own culture. From this understanding of your own you're gonna be aware, because there is things in your culture you don't want people to take and to do what the fuck they want with it. And you want to be like, okay, if I want to learn this culture, I gotta take the right direction as much as the people have to take the same for your own culture. The example is the Mexican culture is very strong. You know, it's very strong. I cannot come in a Mexican culture because I love it and take whatever I want and spread it just the way I want. That would be disrespectful from your culture. It's the same for hip-hop culture, for house culture, for locking, for all this is the same. So if you want to be part of it, study it as you study your own culture. You understand? It's not just you take, you throw. A lot of people passed away, like I said. It's not just Babson. It's Tyrone Proctor, it's Shabadu, it's Marjorie Smart, it's recently Popin Taco. Yeah, it's like so many. And the crazy thing is, if you're not aware of this, you continue every day. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault. But if you love it, your conscience must be, okay, right now, I really love it. I know what I want to teach. I know what I want to do with it. Let me pay attention on everything I'm going to do to make sure I pay respect to the one that was before me, the one that are here with me, and the one that is going to come. To go further, learn the past, live today, build tomorrow.
Empezó diciendo, amo muchísimo, muchísimo esta cultura. Y va más allá de la danza, o sea, amo la música, amo la historia, amo la vestimenta, amo la manera en la que diferentes países absorben esta cultura. Y dice, también por eso viajo. A mí me encanta aprender de nuevas culturas, pero para aprender una nueva cultura, tú tienes que acercarte a ella de la misma manera en la que tú estudias tu propia cultura. O sea, de hecho, si tú no conoces tu cultura, no vas a saber nunca cómo conocer la cultura de alguien más. Y de la misma forma es entender el respeto que se merece la cultura de alguien más y no nada más llegar y agarrar y tirar, ¿no? O sea, sino él usa el ejemplo como los que, o sea, la cultura mexicana es muy bella y es muy grande y todos hemos visto cómo hay muchos, a veces lucran con esa cultura a través del capitalismo, ¿no? Llegan, comen unos tacos y pum, ya hay una taquería en Londres, ¿no? Entonces es la idea de si queremos ser parte de una cultura, la tenemos que estudiar con el mismo honor con el que estudiamos nuestra propia cultura.
Y lo último que estuvo padrísimo.
Ah, ya me acordé,
Sí, ya.
Exacto. Porque por lo mismo, o sea, de esa forma nosotros podemos rendirle honor a quienes estuvieron antes de nosotros, a quienes están ahorita y a quienes van a venir en el pasado, ¿no? Que es, oh man, that last phrase was amazing and I can't... Acuérdate, aprender del pasado, so you can...
Learn from the past.
Aprende del pasado.
Live in the moment
Vive en
with
el
everyone,
presente.
but build for
Y
tomorrow.
construye para el futuro.
And-
¡Ánimo!
Yeah, and to build for tomorrow is this. I have to be aware of the youngest. Be open-minded because I'm older than them. Making them come to me, but also you have to go too. As a young people, young guy, young girl, sorry, you have to be informed and be like, oh, I'm interested about this. Help me out. Be interested. Don't just let it come to you. It takes time. If you're interested, if your interest is here, go for it. Ask questions, show interest. It's very possible. And sometimes you think, no, I can't because, no. When I'm here and everywhere, I'm the same as you. I'm the same. I am the same as you. The only difference is, and that's the only difference is, I grew up in a different, my history is different than yours. We don't have the same story. But I breathe the same. I look the same. You know, I don't do extra. I believe so much in what I do and who I am that when I'm presenting into whoever, I make sure this person know, okay, I'm talking to this guy. Right? Cool. And that's the problem with people today. They, in dance, it's not they're afraid to show who they are, but it takes a lot of time for people to say, hey, this is me. Yo, it's me. Either you like it, you don't like it, even you smile, you don't smile. It's me. Anyway, that's me. And if you start with this, all the other is not problem. It's just your journey. So, yeah.
Ok. Que los jóvenes. Que para construir para el futuro tiene que haber de dos cosas. Tanto nosotros, si somos la generación de arriba, tenemos que acercarnos a los jóvenes y también ver cómo hacerlos sentir bienvenidos a la cultura e incluidos en la cultura. Y también como jóvenes tener esa valentía de acercarte y preguntar y tener esa curiosidad. Y no por sentir que como eres joven o eres nuevo, que no tienes el mismo valor, ¿no? O sea, él dice, yo vengo aquí y tengo exactamente el mismo valor que ustedes. Nada realmente, lo único realmente que me diferencia de ustedes quizás es que tengo una historia diferente de vida. Pero, o sea, todos respiramos igual, nos vemos igual, tengo las mismas capacidades físicas. Lo único es que yo me aseguro que cuando estoy hablando con alguien, ellos sepan quién soy. Sí, o sea, es tener la confianza en uno mismo de saber que tienes una voz y que vale. Y ya si tienes eso, todo lo demás es solamente el proceso de aprendizaje de una danza. Pero lo más importante es saber quién es.
So, thank you,
Así
guys.
que gracias.
Thank you so much.
Gracias.
So if you have questions, you know, I think it's time to just open for this. And I don't have all the answers. Okay? Let me be clear. There is a lot of things that I don't know. And it is a matter of opinion. My words are not the word of everybody. This is just my words. You understand?
Sí.
Every answer that I give, if I don't know, I'm going to say I don't know. But if I'm giving you my words, it's because it's my opinion. But either you take it or you don't, but it's my words. It's not, wow, house dance or the history of house dance come from my mouth. I said it before, it was people before me, at the same time as me, and the new generation. I think it's very important to remind this because if people see me as a pioneer, I would like to tell them, then as a pioneer, I am open to make you feel I can learn from you, and not like you learn everything from me and you no. This is how I think if I am a pioneer. I'm not a pioneer, and I'm not an OG. I'm just a person that is going through a journey, sharing with people, conscious more and more about what I'm doing, and I really want people to take it seriously and to love it as much as I love.
Que es importante recordar que ahorita quedan las preguntas, bueno, esto es aparte, pero la dinámica es como que un par de preguntas a Kapela y también después me gustaría Kapela hacia nosotros. ¿Qué quiere? Les paso el micro. Les paso el micro. Chinchampú.
¿Me lo puedes traducir, Pau?
Sí.
Si puedes mencionar, como a modo de lista, algunos rasgos culturales de la cultura house. Más aparte de la música y la danza que ya todos sabemos.
If you could mention some elements of the culture for you, of house culture, besides, like dance and music.
So the first culture before the dancing is the gay culture.
Is it gay?
I don't know if you know.
Es la cultura gay.
The first, before even it become what we do, in the history, it's the gay culture first. Back in the days, when the club or outside in the streets, in the state, in New York, Chicago, I guess also, when it was too violent, let's say New York, hip-hop dancer that we all know, Link, Buddha Stretch, Brian Green, all of them, they couldn't go no more in hip-hop clubs because it was too violent. So they had to go to other places to party.
Que el primer elemento muy importante que a algunos se nos olvida es que es la cultura gay. O sea, literalmente el house nació en los antros gays y nació sobre todo porque algunos de los maestros que nosotros conocemos como OG, ¿no? Como Link, como Brian, como todos ellos, o sea, lo que pasaba es que ellos bailaban hip hop, pero pues llegó un punto donde literalmente los antros de hip hop en esa época en Nueva York eran demasiado violentos. Entonces empezaron a ir a los antros gays.
So, gay culture, there is a gay culture. I mean, I have friends, like the music producers, also dancers, that tell me a little bit of their own story when they saw them arrive. Imagine, back in the days, when you're gay, in the gay culture, so you're only with the same community. You're not with the others because they don't understand. Or they're like, back in the day, it was another mentality. It was like, you're gay, get out of here.
Perdón. que, por ejemplo, la cultura gay, o sea, él tiene amigos que son productores de danza y que son bailarines que estaban en los antros gays antes de que ellos llegaran y cuentan la perspectiva de cómo vieron que ellos llegaran por primera vez a esos espacios, ¿no? Porque pues realmente no era algo que existiera antes porque, pues, o sea, estamos hablando 70s, 80s, la gente aún así pues era homofóbica, la neta. Y existía esta cultura de que no, yo no me junto contigo porque eres gay. Entonces fue la primera vez que de repente sí se acercaron a ellos.
So, imagine the gay community between them. They're very touchy, sensual, socializing, where this word called Jack, okay? Everybody say Jack. But they identify Jack as this, right? People say jacking, jacking. But back in the day, in the gay club, you say jacking, it's not this. Me, I didn't know, so I asked. He asked me, he said, what is jacking? I was like, but jacking is this. He said, no. You have an idea back in the day? I said, no. He said, are you sure? I said, please show me. They had sex almost. I'm not lying. They were on each other, like this. They were like this on each other. They were like this. And this is before it became a thing. In the gay club, jacking, if you say jacking, when this music was jack, 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 jack your body, jack, 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 jack your body, jack, jack, they wasn't doing this. No, they were like dun 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 and bah. They were like going in. So imagine the gay community between them, jack, 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 and then all the hip hop dancers arrive. Jack, 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 jack your body, jack, 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 and they're like, the fuck is this? So they started to give another energy. Culture. He asked about culture. They're entering into, even if it's between them in the United States, it's another culture, it's gay culture. You don't enter in the gay culture like this because they're also men, they're like strong. So they had this little look like, it's either you come and you dance with them, but you don't come like, yeah, we go like, And this is what happened when they enter in the club. So they enter in the culture, that it wasn't them culture, so they had to learn. This is a story from Khalif. When he entered there, he says to me, man, I had two feelings. I'm not violent, but I'm like, there is something inside of me that feels strange because I'm doing my move, but I feel disconnected. Because when they dance together, in the hip hop, it's never like this. It's to slow jam, but it's like, you know, men and women. Now it's men together, like it's another culture. To answer to your question, is of course, it's very important to learn the gay culture, the loft culture, lofting, it's another culture also. Because of course, the house dancer that developed that style, they are from New York, okay? But the music started in Chicago, and it's impossible that it wasn't dancer in Chicago. It was dancer. They wasn't dancing like New Yorkers, but they was dancing. So this is also another culture to know. Yes. So when people start to evolve with the music, the dance evolve as well, okay? So it's the culture shock of things. Culture shock means, like I said, the gay culture, hip-hop culture, the shock. Wow, look what we do today. We're dancing house, but if you go back then, where it started, they wasn't doing all the steps. It was way less movement, way connected to each other socially. And yeah, if that makes sense, if I answer to his question, kind of.
Yeah, me voy a tardar mucho en traducir. No voy a perrear yo.
Yeah, I agree.
Pero, bueno, más o menos entendimos todo. Habla, o sea, por ejemplo, ese choque cultural que hubo de los güeyes cuando entraron los güeyes heterosexuales que hacían hip hop a la cultura gay y que ellos bailaban tocándose, bailaban más sensual, se movían de manera diferente, había otro tipo, o sea, de entendimiento entre ellos y que obviamente cuando ellos entraron era como casi como choque de ego, porque además los dos son hombres, ¿no? O sea, no fue así como, entonces los hombres gay también estaban fuertes y también era como, o sea, no te puedes meter así, porque güey, también son vatos y también se pueden defender, ¿no? Entonces dice que le contó Khalif, bueno, puedo contar lo del Jack, perdón, nada más no va a perrear, pero, o sea, por ejemplo, nosotros entendemos el Jack así, pero Jack literal era perrear, o sea, perrear, así como lo vieron así, en el piso, perreque. Entonces, o sea, es incluso el cómo entras a esa cultura, o sea, Khalif dice, pues sí, yo no, o sea, mi instinto fue, obviamente no voy a ser violento, pero sí me sentía incómodo, ¿no? O sea, porque hay algo que, pues justo, o sea, es la primera vez que estás siendo parte de algo que no conoces. Entonces, definitivamente eso, y luego dijo, lo estoy resumiendo cañón, perdónenme, todos los que hablan español en casa.
Moverse en hip hop era mujer y hombre.
Sí, o sea, también.
De estos lugares eran hombres con hombres.
Entonces eso también fue un choque. Así.
Fue ese choque cultural y también entonces habla de la cultura gay y también la cultura del loft, o sea, de los que estaban en The Loft. Y la cultura también de los que bailaban en Chicago, porque a pesar de que nosotros hacemos la mayoría de los pasos de bailarines de Nueva York, pues la música inició en Chicago y obviamente bailaban, nada más es que bailaban diferente. De hecho, can I add something?
For sure.
Because I talked to a dancer from Chicago at Last Mi Casa, and he was saying that the community in Chicago feels left out.
Of course.
Y decía, este bailarín de Chicago decía, se siente feo que nosotros también bailábamos y teníamos una cultura y teníamos una manera de hacer las cosas y de alguna forma nos invisibilizaron los de Nueva York porque no éramos tan cool quizá, ¿no? Porque no fuimos tan famosos. Pero también es importante aprender de esa cultura.
Igual Frankie lo decía.
Oh yeah, Frankie, no course. I mean, if you study, if you take time to study, not just dance, you're going to be in your inside different. Everything, the music's going to be different because you know the story. When you know the story, now everything starts to move different. You're like, okay, I'm conscious now.
Si te tomas el tiempo de aprender y de estudiar la cultura, más allá de solamente bailarla, va a cambiar todo tu entendimiento y va a cambiar el cómo te mueves y cómo lo digiere tu cuerpo. Ahora sí.
Bueno. Question. Can you share more about the lofting culture? Because I don't know much about that. If you could tell that story.
To be honest with you, it's weird. Let me say why. Because the people, the main influencers of lofting, themselves, between them, until COVID, they were arguing. I mean, the reason why first it's called Loft is because of a club called The Loft. It was a club called The Loft. And some people initiate that vibe. Not everybody, but some initiated and it became a thing. Some people say, bleh, Because basically lofting, what it is, you on the floor. I'm not gonna lie to you, I saw it. You on the floor. You on each other, so someone is here. I'm not lying. Someone is here. So they're like this, they go together, they turn, they do a lot of things, and it's not just movement, because some people identify lofting as such a no. The real lofting that I'm talking about, I swear, people dance a little on top, but when they go on the floor, they're on each other. They're like so sensual also. So some people identified it as a movement, so they started teaching it, and some people was like, no man, we wasn't teaching this, we were just vibing. Because we didn't care if he's gonna go in Europe or teaching, we were just doing it in the club. So it's confusing because it's two different things, you know? At that time, it was the lofting and Paradise Garage. And both at that time, people was doing this. It wasn't such a loft movement. It was just go on the floor. You feel, even me, I remember the first time in 2004. My first time I went to New York, I saw lofting in front of me. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm not doing this. I say, mm-mm. And then, because the vibe is so good, I was doing it. The vibe was amazing. Everybody's just like waving. It's like, no. I was rejecting. I was like, no, I don't want. And at the end, I was doing it. I wasn't doing lofting, but I was feeling the vibe. I was just dancing with people. So that's what I would say about lofting. Because I don't have a big knowledge about it. I was watching documentary, asking questions, but at the same time, I was like, even you guys, you're not so clear about it. Let's just be honest with the original thing, which is people dancing on each other, with and on and together, mostly, but like this. And it was laughter, like, for example, you see Ijo Wilson, you know Ijo? If you see Ijo dance back in the day, very slow, he's one of the guys that developed lofting with acrobatic stuff, mixing with capoeira, but it's always, you see his floor move, very smooth, very stretchy, very taking his time. I would give him and Conrad Rochester, another one too. A little bit Bravo, La Fortune also. But since I saw them argue between them, I was like, okay, you know what? Myself include, you lofting, stay between you guys and me. I'm not doing nothing, unless they invite me, but I'm not doing nothing.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
And as a follow-up, so if you go to a lofting club...
So there is no more lofting club.
It doesn't exist?
Back then, it wasn't even one lofting club. It was a club called The Loft.
Okay.
And that's why they identified this lofting vibe, because it was at this club. It wasn't at the shelter, for example. People was doing at the shelter, but it wasn't identified. It was just The Loft. People were, we're going to The Loft, and it became a thing. Loft, lofter, lofting.
Sí.
Okay.
Y es que el dueño de ese antro ya murió.
Okay. But like now, for example, if you said you went in 2004.
Yeah.
If you wanted to find one, how?
Like now. Like I told you, I think you got to go to me in the States, especially in New York, I would say. There is other places, but I talk about where I've been, where I saw them. I would go, I don't even know if they're doing it still now, because the generation, some of them didn't follow. It's really something you got to follow, you have to be inside of it. It's not even something you see on the internet. You got to know, and once you know, I would say Bravo, for example, is one of the OGs still active a little bit. Conrad Rochester, Ijo Wilson, they would give you some words, but even them today, if they don't have people that understand that lofting thing, they wouldn't do it. Some people pretend to do it. I see it. I'm like, okay, it's cool, but it's me too. I saw it in front of me. I felt it. I told you I was doing it, but I never teach it, and I never do it by myself, because it's something you got to be into it, I guess. It's not just one shot by, I did lofting by. You got to be inside of it.
Bueno, básicamente es confuso porque los OG se pelean de todo. Lo estoy súper parafraseando, perdónenme todos los que están en casa escuchando esto en español. Pero recomienda, o sea, los OGs con los que le ha platicado que lo hacen es Bravo, es Conrad Rochester y es E-Joe.
There's more. There's more. There's no, I give them, but there is
Sí.
woman also. There is more. This is the one I'm thinking now, but there is more,
Sí.
more.
O sea, yo sé que Archie iba mucho.
Archie as
aunque
well,
no lo
for
parezca.
sure.
Pero lo que dice, y me consta, se pelean entre ellos, la neta. O sea, yo me acuerdo en Sambanismo, Bravo de una plática de cómo, de que no, es un desmadre porque estuvo en la cárcel, así. O sea, es de chisme. Entonces, como que por lo mismo dice él, pues no, la neta mi respuesta es que creo que no hay claridad ni en ellos. Más que te puedo decir lo que yo vi, o sea, lo que él dice, lo que yo vi que le entendí era eso, ¿no? Pero es más bien algo que fue creado en un antro, y ese antro era lo máximo. Ay, yo no estuve, pero quiero ir un día. Y ya. Perdóneme, ese fue el resumen muy, muy rápido. Todo es un desmadre.